Today, I would like to talk about the relationship between mental health and spirituality. All the spiritual disciplines that originated from India have one ultimate goal of liberating individuals from all kinds of sufferings permanently. Yoga, for example, is an Astanga approach to get rid of chitta vrittis or the mental fluctuations that bind us in suffering life after life. Similarly, the Eightfold Noble Path approach of the Buddha gives you a systematic approach to arouse bodhi or prajna and therefore liberate you from life and death cycle and thus suffering. Bhakti is an altogether different approach of getting rid of sufferings by dissolving one's identity within the divine supreme being and thus all forms of sufferings with it. So, spirituality is an antidote for all forms of sufferings, including the mental ones. Let's try to understand a little further by taking different categories of people that can exist according to spiritual evolution. There are broadly three categories. The first one is a rogi. A rogi is a person who seems to be in perpetual suffering, either because of a physical pain or continuous anxiety or mental illness, and complaining about life all the time, or not satisfied or fulfilled and having discontentment, etc. A bhogi is a person who can enjoy the fruits of life with his sense organs. But when he gets attached to them and starts to crave for the worldly pleasures, then he falls back into the category of a rogi. And third category is a yogi who has developed a sense of renunciation because he has seen all and wants to pursue knowledge or bliss beyond the worldly pleasures. Now, spiritual disciplines help one rogi to transcend into becoming a bhogi and help him enjoy the fruits of life. It is perfectly all right to enjoy the fruits of life while being non attached, and most of us want to be in this category, which is perfectly fine. Once someone ascends to the category of yogi and has developed a sense of renunciation naturally, then the spiritual disciplines promises him to take into the state of self-realization. So the spiritual disciplines are universally applicable for all varieties of people. But mind you, the spiritual discipline or the spirituality in general is different from just being culturally spiritual. Culturally spiritual is following different spiritual practices out of being part of a type of culture, like following the bara, bratas, or karma kandas just for the sake of doing it. All the spiritual disciplines, directly or indirectly, attack your mind because it is the mind that plays all the tricks, binds you to different forms of sufferings, makes you crave or averse. Even the physical sufferings of the body are rooted in the mind. If you know, most of the medicines work by placebo effect, in which the mind is led into believing that the medicines will have effect and help you reduce the pain. But in reality, they actually don't act directly on the body parts. The primary culprit is the ego or the ahambhava, the consciousness or chetana, which is the real I behind your first person experience, is different from ego or ahambhava. Ego is an illusory entity which is a creation of mind, of course, owns the different experiences that you have and sticks to it and binds it to either crave or averse. Now, all the mental health issues have the common breeding ground in the ego. Anxiety exists because of a fat ego which fires continuous fearful thoughts of losing money or name or fame, etc. Stress is a result of a strong ego which cannot let go of the fruits of action. Now, the yoga or the bhakti or the Eightfold Noble Path or different forms of spiritual disciplines, they work by thinning out the ego. They are strategic methods devised for this purpose by the wise sages and saints and has have been thoroughly tested and tried over countless people for ages. So spirituality is therefore is an extraordinary approach to train your mind and get it under your control. Unlike the situation right now where you are actually under the control of your mind. By bringing the mind under control, it promotes good mental health and a fulfilling life. Thank you.